Hi, I'm Mr. Ledger. I teach ICT. I've been at Uffculme School for 8 years, and I've been head of department for 4 of those 8 years. So ICT is a great subject for students to study. It's compulsory in Key Stage 3. It's all around us. ICT is happening now. I mean, look how you're watching this film. How many times have you used ICT already today? Think about your daily life. It's expanding the use of ICT, technology. It's something that should be embedded in our life, and I'm sure there's more of it to come. So our role is to make sure that students leave here and they're happy with how to use technology. So when students come to Uffculme School in Year 7, they've been at different primary schools. So our job is to see how effectively they've used ICT. Some would have had a great provision, some less so. So our job is to make sure they're confident using our systems here. So at the beginning of Year 7, we do a unit called Induction, and that's where we make sure that students can log on, can change their passwords, they're happy with how to print when they go around the school, because they'll be using ICT not just in our lessons, but in other lessons too. So our role is to make sure that everyone's confident in the use of ICT at Uffculme School. After that, we go on to a unit called Getting Organised, where students become familiar with using the email systems. We need to make sure they use new bits of software, for example, Teams, class charts, which underpins how students access and submit homework and work they do in lesson time. In Year 8, we do a great selection of units. They start off by doing scary sounds, which is where they record sound effects, they record their own voice, and they put that all together to build up a story, which is then exported as MP3 format. Following that, we then move on to building a seating plan, a functional financial seating plan for the venue, which is our drama studio, the theatre in school. So in ICT, there's 2 pathways that students can choose as an option. There's the BTEC ICT pathway, or there's the computer science pathway. For BTEC ICT, the course involves 60% coursework and 40% exam. In that coursework, it's all done in lesson time. So that's great. If you're busy in lesson times, you can get a lot of that coursework done. The coursework relates to user interfaces. So if you think about when you go and go to a fast food restaurant, nowadays it's possible to not come in contact with any humans. You use an interface, you swipe. So we investigate those, we design our own one. For computer science, that's more an exam-based course, but there is an independent study project that runs alongside that. The units are based around programming, around coding, so we use a programming language called Python, which we investigate further down the school. We then look at binary numbers, hexadecimal numbers, and that's the second pathway in ICT. ICT is a popular subject at GCSE. We've currently got around 40 students in Year 10 and Year 11 studying the BTEC course, so that's around 80 students in Key Stage 4 for BTEC. For computer science, slightly smaller classes, as it's a more specialised pathway, but about 20 students in each Year 10 and 11 for that. That gives us around 120 students overall studying ICT, one of the 2 courses at GCSE. In the ICT department, there are 2 main teachers. There's myself and there's Mr. Colwell. Mr. Colwell has been with us for a year, and you'll always know when you've been in a lesson with Mr. Colwell. He's very hands-on, very animated. Students always come out of his room buzzing. He's a very enthusiastic teacher, and that enthusiasm rubs off on the students. They're always keen to get into his lessons. Our classrooms are just next door to each other, and I feel there's a real buzz when people come down to ICT to study. Here at Uffculme School, ICT is very lucky to have 2 dedicated computer rooms. I'm based in P8, and my neighbour next door in P7 is Mr. Colwell. We've got at least 32 fully operational machines. We have dedicated suites, so that is our teaching room. Other subjects do use those rooms, but we're based in there for all our lessons. We've got a great selection of hardware. All the computers are up to date. Fast hardware, so there's no issues there. We have at least 2 HD 72-inch TVs in our rooms. We've got printers, we've got everything we need. So students come in and they're completely ready to start straight away. So So in the ICT department, we are building up our range of extracurricular activities. For example, we've just purchased a new robot. So we're offering a robotics team where students come in and build and create their own robot and program that. We offer a cyber security challenge where there's various codes that students need to crack. There's the coding championships where we take students out of school and pitch them against other schools in terms of their programming ability. And we also run an investment challenge, which is slightly separate to our regular offering, where students can buy and sell shares on a virtual stock exchange.